I've been working with Layla, and it's just been awesome, and she invited me to come hang out, so really excited to be here with you. Um, so if you're joining, come say hello. So again, Allie, I'm a personal trainer. My business is Final Straw Fitness, and I help women build strength, confidence, and excitement within themselves through online health and fitness training. So a bit about me. A few years ago, I lost 70 pounds. So that came after years of trying like all the products and programs, supplements, and magic potions. Literally anything that made the claim that it would help me lose weight, I was in. I tried it all. And spoiler alert, none of it worked for me. So eventually I became really serious about needing to lose the weight. I mean, I was really overweight. So I had to figure out how to actually get it done. Um, so who join me? Who else? Who has battled with weight? Whether that's losing it, gaining it, maintaining it, whatever it is, like who's been there? Who's been worried about their weight before? Let me know. Anyone? Not very chatty today. All right. Well, if you're on the replay too, let us know. Let us know if you've struggled with your weight, and also things that you've tried in the past that just didn't work, like my magic potions that I was trying. Cool. So today I want to talk to you about three ways to use exercise to help with fat loss without spending hours on the treadmill. Who likes the treadmill? Let me know. Anyone want to spend hours on the treadmill? I sure don't. But before we jump right in, just gotta talk a little bit about nutrition. Now, I'm sure you've heard the phrase or something along the lines of you can't out-train a bad diet. So what that means is you can't really rely 100% on, hey Cleopatra, we can't really rely 100% on exercise to lose the weight. It's gotta start with the nutrition. My weight's gone up. Yep. Yeah. Saul's metabolism. No fun there. So when we talk about nutrition, it's got to be on top of exercise. So when you pair the two, that's when the magic happens. But if you're just doing exercise and you're still eating, poorly, tons of calories, like you're not going to see much of a difference just from exercise. So if you want to make real changes in your body, you have to incorporate the nutrition side as well. Now, this does not mean that you need to severely restrict your calories or get rid of all of your favorite foods, stop, having girls' night, some wine, or whatever it is that you do. You don't have to give it up. You don't have to stop having or doing anything. You just got to figure out how to work it all in, and just moderation is key. So that's a whole nother topic. So if you have any questions about nutrition that I can help you with, or like maybe figuring out like how you can, adjust some things and make it fit better into the puzzle, let me know. Shoot me a message and we'll chat about it, because we could go on all day about nutrition here. So who's ready to learn about the 3 ways, hey Anne, the 3 ways to use exercise to help with fat loss that does not include spending hours on the treadmill? Who's ready? Everyone. All right, cool. So who currently goes to the gym? And if you do go to the gym, do you primarily use weights or do you do cardio? So that's treadmill, elliptical, bike, whatever. What do you do? Is it go over to the weights section or to the cardio section? Let me know. So personally, I love lifting weights. Like, physical benefits aside, like I just love like zoning out and just picking up weights and, being in the moment, only focusing on that weight that's in my hand. And yes, Cleopatra's ready. Focusing on that weight that's in my hand, the muscle that I'm squeezing, like just really putting my all into it. Like, forget about the idea that it could help burn fat, it can help me look better, whatever. Like, mentally, like that's my therapy. So combination, yep, perfect. So that's actually the first way to use exercise without spending hours on the treadmill. Just do physio exercises, perfect, yep. So strength training. Now, fat loss in its most simple terms comes down to burning more calories than you consume. So when you do strength training, you're building muscle. You're building and growing your muscle. Now, that does not mean you're going to get bulky, I promise, I promise. But it does mean that you're going to burn more calories at rest. Muscle is what's called active tissue, so like it's like a living thing, and it needs energy or calories to stay alive. So the more muscle that you have, the more your body is working for you uh, and burning those calories. Former Pilates, yep, awesome. Yeah, so the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn at rest while you're sleeping, while you're sitting, while you're doing nothing at all. Those muscles that you've been building, they're going to burn calories for you. So let me know if that makes sense or if you have any questions about that before we move on to my second way that you can use exercise. Any questions about building muscle, the myth that it's going to make you bulky, myth being the key word there. You just can't possibly get strong enough. It's once you get into strength training, you're going to realize that you're getting leaner, you're getting smaller, you're not going to get bulkier. So that's definitely the number one and biggest tip that I have for you. So moving on to tip number 2. It's going to be through circuit training and interval training. So as I mentioned earlier, the overall key to weight loss is to use up more calories than you consume. So circuit training, you're moving through quickly. My cat is over here, he's reaching for me. Let's see, little paw. He has a little hammock over here. But anyway, hey Courtney, happy to have you. So circuit training, that's going to be when you're moving through a couple of different exercises with very little rest. So this ultimately requires more movement because you're going from one exercise to the next. So exercises aside, you're going to be literally moving. Like if you're doing one exercise seated, one exercise standing, like that movement alone helps you. But also, let's look at an example, something with, let's go with chest press. I have a cat here. Let me see if I could, there he is. His name is Patches. But anyway, so let's look at something like chest press, tricep extension, like one of those overhead guys, and jumping jacks. Right, so you have the 3 of those in your circuit. So you could break it down and do 3 or whatever sets of chest press. You could do, with appropriate rest, and then you could go into 3 sets of tricep extensions, and then maybe if you're still feeling it, you could hit some jumping jacks, or you could put them all together. So that would look like 1 set of chest press right into those tricep extensions, right into those jumping jacks. As soon as those jumping jacks are done, you're right back into that chest press. So you're going to go through all 3 of those 3 or however many times. So instead of doing 1 set of chest press and then resting, you're doing 9 different sets of exercise before resting. You see that difference? You just keep going. Your heart rate goes up, it stays up because you're continuously moving. You have the jumping jacks are going to get it up a lot more than a chest press probably will. So then when you're hitting that strength side again, your heart rate comes down a little bit, and then you're right back to the jumping jacks, bringing it up. So that's how you're really going to burn a lot more calories than if you were just doing it one at a time. So that's definitely my favorite way of training. If I have specific strength goal that I'm working towards, maybe if I've been stuck at the same weight on my squat for a while, I don't know, I might go and work specifically just on squats and leg building exercises rather than doing a circuit for a little bit. But I find that's boring after a little while. Just sitting there lifting one and then waiting and resting. I have a tendency to overthink combos, and then I don't start in the first place out of fear of doing it wrong. Yeah, I totally understand. I totally get it. It can be tough to I guess kind of take all of it in, but the cool thing about it is movement is movement. So if you're doing the exercises correctly, form has to be number 1 without question. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how much weight you think you can move. If your form is off, don't do it with weight. I don't care if you're doing chest presses, like literally just pushing your hands out in front of you. Whatever it is, you want to make sure the form is correct. Other than that, any exercises that you pair together are going to be better than one exercise that you do alone. So even if, like, I don't know, if you pair squats with a chest press, like, you wouldn't think those go together, but it doesn't really matter, right? You're still getting that movement, you're still building those muscles, still burning calories. Now, if you had specific goals, like if you were trying to get into a weightlifting competition or something, then I would say, like, if you're working chest, then you need to work all of the muscles that go along with it, like those triceps, like those shoulders. But no, we don't need that here. You just want to get the movement in and just get as much bang for your buck while you're at the gym. So again, if you're just sitting there like thinking, oh, like what if I pair this with that? And yeah, Courtney says, right, it's not going to hurt, so just move. Exactly. Sums it up nice and quick. But yeah, you just want to move. That's the key there. So with these circuits, your heart rate's going to be up. I always recommend throwing in like a little cardio exercise, like jumping jacks, mountain climbers, plank jacks, squat jumps, burpees, like something quick, like just a quick little burst of cardio to just get that heart rate up and keep it there. So that's the same concept with interval training. So with interval training, the idea is to get your heart rate way up and then let it come down just a little bit and then get it back up, let it come down. And now we could technically say that's the same as the circuit, right? So there's jumping jacks are going to get your heart rate up and you go around. But for sake of simplicity, we're just going to look at walking and running. So this is where I would start with interval training. And I still say strength training is the most important. But if you're going to do cardio, I recommend doing intervals. So walking and running. If you're on a treadmill outside, it doesn't matter. A bike, sprint, it doesn't matter. So you're going to work really hard for X amount of seconds, not a very long period of time. If you're a beginner, I would say maybe 10 seconds of like an all-out effort sprint. Whatever that looks like for you. It's all relative. You're not trying to be like, what's the Olympian, Bolt. You're not trying to be like him. You're running as fast as you can. So looking at that run, you're going to sprint for 10 seconds. And then you might walk for 50 seconds. Maybe you're working for minutes. Sprint for 10, walk for 50 seconds. As you get better, you're going to move those times. So you're going to end up sprinting for 20 seconds, walking for 40. Then maybe you'll be at 30 and 30. Like you're going to progressively get better. But the key is on those sprint intervals, you're giving it all you've got. All you've got. So I'd rather you sprint, like really sprint your hardest at 10 seconds than half run, kind of jog kind of deal at 20 seconds. You know, so just give it whatever you got. Yep, that's relief. I have a hard time with cardio, but I love working on strength. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, Courtney. Yeah, strength is where it's at. Cardio is good. Some people really enjoy it. Some people like it for the mental thing. Like that's just their time to be to themselves. And that's totally cool. If you like cardio, go for it. But it's just not my thing. So if I am going to do it, I'm going to get the most bang for my buck with interval training. So that basically sums it up. Like whatever method you're using on those on intervals, you just want to give it your best shot with everything you have. Maybe 10 sets of these little 10-second sprints. You're going to be so gassed by the end, I promise. Like you don't need any more than that. A little fun tip, the Gym Boss interval app is my favorite, so check it out. Really easy to set timers. So give that a go. But also the key with interval training, circuit training, and strength training even comes after the workout's done. We're going to get a little bit sciencey here, but I promise to do my best to not make it sound crazy. So after your workout's done, no, rewind. Before your workout even starts, your body is at whatever level it's at. Your hormone levels are steady, your oxygen levels are steady, like everything is just steady. Your heart rate, maybe a little spike here and there, but for the most part, like your body stays the same. It's a thing, it's called homeostasis. Like your body just wants to be there on that flat line. Now, when you work out, that throws everything out of whack. It, shakes everything up inside. So your body is like, holy crap, we have to get back to where we were. So after that workout is complete, your body is going to do everything that it can to get you back to the, state that you were in before your workout. So this is called excess post-oxygen consumption. Totally down with the science. Love it. Excess post-oxygen consumption, or EPOC. That's fancy terms for your body's taking in more oxygen to help calm everything down. Taking in more oxygen requires more energy. So while your body is like doing whatever it can to get you back to how you were before, it's using even more energy. So if you walk on the treadmill, even just a steady state run, if you are just doing a jog without the intervals, same thing, very quickly after that workout, your body's going to be back to where it was. Whereas if you throw in the strength training, throw in the intervals, then it's going to be like way out of whack. So it's going to take longer to come back down and regulate. So your body could continue burning calories for hours. So that means like you're home from the gym, you already took a shower, you're off doing whatever it is that you're doing with your life, and your body is still working through that workout. Like you're not even doing anything, but your body is still burning extra calories because you went that hard at the gym. How cool is that? Like that's like my favorite thing. Like you put in the work and then you still get the benefits hours later. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I think it sounds pretty cool. What do you guys think? Anything? Any questions about that? About EPOC, circuits, intervals? We covered a lot in that little tip there. Any thoughts, questions? All right. Well, if any come up, just pop them in. Let me know. Same if you work out later in the evening. Yep. You're going to go work out, go home, calm down, get in bed, and you're going to be like sleeping. Yep, does it work while you sleep? Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be sleeping and your body is still trying to like calm itself down. That's why like think about, maybe not at night because if you do go to sleep shortly after, you wouldn't really realize it. But if you ever have that really good workout where like hours later you're like still sweating from it, like that's that kind of thing, or like you just feel like you're on like an endorphin high with it. It just doesn't, go away right away. You just keep like kind of riding that. Your body's just doing the work, so it doesn't matter if you're sleeping, if you're going to work, if you're hanging out with friends, your body's still doing its thing. So that's pretty cool. Our bodies are pretty amazing. So the third topic is intensity. Now we kind of hit on that obviously with the intervals and everything, but I just want to like talk about intensity a little bit in terms of like what does it really mean? We're all going to have days where we just we're not feeling it. We do not want to go to the gym. We don't want to be bothered. We don't want to do whatever. Sometimes you're going to push through that, and then you're going to get to the gym. You're just going to go through the motions, and you're not going to feel like you got a good workout, and whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. We're all going to have that day, that week, that whatever. If you're going and you're just going through the motions, like sure, it might not be your best workout, but you're still getting that movement in, right? So it goes back to the original one, like you still want to get that movement. If you skip it, totally fine. Like you don't have to go every day. If you hit the gym 3 times a week, like you're better than probably like 70% of people. Just do whatever you can. But on those days that you're there and like you're in it, be in it. Try to give it everything you have, and that's for anything. If you're doing the strength training, if you're doing your intervals, if you're taking a yoga class, if you're going for a swim, it doesn't matter. Like just be in the moment and give it all that you want out of it. Like you're working towards results, so you don't want to like half-ass it, right? You want to get there. You want to get those results that you're working so hard for. So take advantage of every gym session, class, whatever that you can. just be in it, like throw on some music and get after it. So that's obviously, like, intensity is going to look a little bit different for everyone, but just, look inside, like, why are you doing it? And then, like, let that light your fire and just get after it. So, like, some examples of, like, what intensity can look like is just maybe push yourself to lift a little bit heavier than you did last time. Or if you feel like adding that weight might just be a little bit too much, fine. Do an extra rep or two, like just a few more than you did last time. Just pushing yourself that much harder and just really, like, you give it to yourself, like, get it. Just don't, like, sit there and, like, play on your phone and just talk to everyone and, like, zone out. Like, just, like, lock it in, do what you're there to do, get it done, and get on your way and let your body do the rest of the work for you. So that's my idea of intensity. It doesn't necessarily mean, like, going all out and, like, killing yourself every session. Like, there might be some times where you really feel like you want to, I don't know, like, if you had a bad day and you're, like, really trying to, like, throw some weights around, awesome, have at it, do it up. But for the most part, like, you don't need to kill yourself. You don't need to take high intensity interval training classes every single day, and, like, you don't want to overdo it and then lead to, like, not enjoying it or whatever. You want to enjoy everything that you do. That's the only way it's going to last. It's the only way you're going to continue to go. So when I say intensity, like, I don't actually mean, like, super intense every single day. Like, just do what you're there to do. Does that make sense? Motivation. Yeah, motivation is tough for a lot of people. I know before I was a trainer and everything, like, when I was really getting started with my weight loss journey, like, I used to go to the gym after work and I would find every excuse in the world. I didn't want to do it. I would get stuck at work late, even though, like, I probably, like, made that up in my head half the time, or I'd be stuck in traffic, or I just wouldn't want to go. So I caught on to me and my games, and I started going in the morning. Get it done. That's, like, my biggest recommendation for anyone that doesn't want to go to the gym. Go in the morning, get it done, it's out of the way, and you just, by the time your day really gets started, you forget that you've already gone. And then your body's still working for you at work. So you can't lose. I know some people will say, oh, I can't get up that early, I need to sleep, blah, blah. Like, I get it. But if you can go in the morning, I would definitely recommend it. It's harder to go at first. Yeah. Once you get yourself into that habit, it'll be a lot easier. And then if you do go after work or whenever you go, actually, like, set yourself up for success. Like, pack your gym bag up. I don't know, throw it in the front seat of your car so that way you can't, like, when you get in your car after work, it's like, yeah, I'm going home. Oh, there's my gym bag. I should probably go to the gym. Find accountability buddies. You just gotta, like, find what works for you, and just know that if you want your goals, if they're important enough to you, you gotta do something about them. Got used to getting up early. Yeah, head start feels better. Agreed, 100%. So again, it comes back to the eating and nutrition side of things a lot of the time, but once you pair those two together, man, you are unstoppable. You gotta do it. You gotta get it done. Yep, get it done. Yes, then when it's done, you just feel awesome. That's right, because your body is still burning and it feels great. So, do we have any other questions about any of those tips? So, strength training, anything about that? Anything about circuit training or interval training? And then the level of intensity, and I guess we could pair motivation into that. It seems like that's the way that this is going, which is perfect. So if there's any questions around any of those, if you're here right now or if you're watching on the replay, let me know. Like, I'm going to be here to check in on you guys and any questions that you may have. But in the meantime, any questions? Anything? No? All right. Yeah. So I'm going to leave you guys here. But again, if you're watching right now or on the replay, or if anything comes up later, like, just pop in some questions, and I'm going to be around to answer any of them. And I'd also like to invite you to come join me in my Final Straw Fitness Facebook group. We talk about other health and fitness related things. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to pop the link into the description of this video as soon as we're done here. And come over and join me. It's going to be good. So, last chance. Any questions? All right. Awesome. Well, thank you guys again for hanging out with me. Thanks to Layla for inviting me. Had a lot of fun with you guys. And I will be back to check in. And I hope to see you in the Final Straw Fitness group. Thanks, dude. Thank you. Happy to have you join me while I'm joining you. Anyway, getting weird here. I'm going to go. But come over, join me in the Final Straw Fitness group. And I will check in with you guys later. See ya.